Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm introducing the Humours of Tullycrine. It's a great hornpipe for us to play on our low and high whistles, and for the walkthrough I'm using my Howard low D. And I'll put a link in the notes to the video as to where you could pick up a Howard if you like. So what we'll do is we'll follow the usual pattern. I'll walk us through the tune. It has an A part and a B part. Then I'll share the play along with Scott's section where I play through the whole tune without any ornamentation and expression so that you get a real sense of the core of the tune. After that, we'll talk about some challenges I think you'll experience in learning the tune. I'll share some ornamentation and expression ideas, and then we'll talk about what I could find on the history of the tune. Now, I'm also providing a transcription of the tune, and you can access that and download it free by selecting the link that I'm putting at the top of the notes to the video. It takes you to the page of my website from which you could download the music and tabs for this tune. Now, when I made the music and tabs, I listened to a bunch of people playing the tune, and then I found that the tune seems pretty consistent, but as a hornpipe, there's a lot of ways that people are playing this tune. So I tried to find a transcription that seemed to represent most of how people played it. And I massaged that minimally, and so that's what I'm providing. And as usual, if you find someone else plays it a little differently, roll with it. You'll figure it out. Anyway, that's what we're doing today. So let me walk us through the A part. Now, I'll play one phrase at a time. The A part has a walk-in, and then that will be repeated at the end of the first ending. But here is the A part. And then the first ending goes. And that walks you back in to the A part. Now the second ending has to step up into the B part. So the second ending goes. And then let me walk through the second or the B part. And then the first ending, where you go back and play the B part again, goes. And then the second ending, to close the tune out, now if you're playing the second ending, and you're transitioning to another tune, you'll want to do a step into the other tune, and you won't just sit on that A. And if you're ending it, you want to end it with a lot of that hornpipey punch, you probably want to do something other than just sit on the A. But those are options available to you. Let me walk us through the whole tune. I'll include the repeats. Sorry for a little squeak in there. Now, one quick note on the transcription I'm providing. Normally, I have transcribed hornpipes showing on the music the hornpipe rhythm. But so often, when someone's transcribing a hornpipe, they don't do that. And so I thought it's an important skill for us to learn, to realize how to play a hornpipe. And so on this transcription, I'm providing it, it looks very straight. If you look at it, you would think it's played. Sorry. You would think it's played like that, but that's not hornpipey, is it? It doesn't have that bounce, that lilt to it. So what I've done is I put the title, Humours of Tullycrine, and then I said, played in a hornpipe rhythm, because it's important for us to get into and learn some of that rhythm so that we can be more independent as musicians. So thinking about the challenges, the tune seems to have a good flow to it. It doesn't seem to be, it seems memorable in and of itself, but you spend an awful lot of time in that second octave. And so you're going to have to play, you play the second octave A and B quite a bit. So take the time to make sure you're accustomed to it. A lot of times when we're talking about those higher notes, I say you could slide, like if you're having a hard time hitting the A, you could slide up to it. But with this one, you just have to hit it. Let me step into the B part. So you might find that the ornamentation assists you there. Do what you can, but become familiar with playing those second octave notes on your whistle. That's really the main challenge. Now, thinking through ornamentation and expression, I will share in a couple of days a practice session of mine where I'm going to town on it. And I do want to say, and I'll expand more on ornamentation and expression, But I do want to say, listen to some groups playing it to get a feel for that. Don't listen so much to somebody who's just showing how they can play. That's beautiful, that's wonderful. But what I'd like is for you to find normal folks normally playing and trying it out. So it's bouncy, so you want to accentuate that. Sorry, start stepping that again. I was trying to dial it back a bit and I did too much. So that kind of thing, where you're just thinking, this is a bouncy dance tune. I want to accentuate that bum, that bounciness of it, that sort of 1-3 bounce on it. So, oh well, try that out, and in a couple of days we'll spend a little bit more time on that. Let's think through what I could find on the history of the tune. To be honest, there's not a lot. It's an old hornpipe. It's out of County Clare on the west, and County Clare's kind of like between Limerick and Galway. And so Tullycrine is a small village. If you go out like halfway between Limerick and Galway and you go down, you follow the road down toward the point of the peninsula, you'll pass through Tullycrine. And so this is a West Clare tune. And so it's older, it's popular. We don't know, from what I could tell, the real origins of the tune as to even how old it is. What we do know is that in the 20th century, Bobby Casey, pretty famous musician in that area, loved the tune and would lead it a lot. And so it's often called Bobby Casey's hornpipe because it's associated with him. And then John Kelly, who was traveling around collecting music of the area, collected this as a West Clare hornpipe. And so we kind of know people associated with it, but we don't really know the origins of the tune. And even if the Humours of Tullycrine is the original name, and I guess that's immaterial, because that's one of the most popular names by which the tune goes for us today. Anyway, it's a great, helpful tune. I wish I had found more on the history of the tune, but I'll be listening to more folks playing it. I'll be experimenting with my ornamentation and developing my playing of this tune so I can revisit in a couple of days and share with you where I am in my journey with it. I hope this is helpful for you, friends. If it is, please like the video. If you're brand new and just checking us out because of the tune, please subscribe. We've got a great community of folks learning to play the whistle together. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.